welcome to today's vlog, and today I'm going to be talking about sexual assault. Since the month of April is actually sexual assault awareness month, I have a list of questions or I guess a list of facts that I would like to share with you guys about sexual assault. So the first question is, what is sexual assault? And sexual assault, according to the Medline Plus, is that sexual assault is any sexual activity to which you haven't given any consent to freely. And can it happen to me? And sexual assault can just about happen to anybody, regardless of age, regardless of gender, regardless of race, sexual orientation, regardless of ethnicity, morals, regardless of anything. And sexual assault can happen to just about anybody, and it can actually happen just about anywhere. And since I'm a college student, sexual assault should be made as such a huge topic in college. Since about 18 to 24, it's 4 times more likely to occur, especially in college. So I feel like it should be made a huge topic since it occurs. The chance of a college student girl getting assaulted is so high compared to people who are not in college. I also wanted to point out that April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and it's a campaign to raise public awareness about sexual assault, and it is used to educate communities to help prevent sexual assault from occurring, which is a huge thing. And I encourage people to go out and speak to sexual assault victims and to just learn more about it, and just to protect yourself, and just to be aware that things like this are happening, and they're happening in your backyard. Probably happened to the girl who's sitting next to you, the girl behind you, the girl in front of you, the boy behind you. Anyone can be a victim of sexual assault. And as a college student myself, it can be scary to reach out and to get help and just to tell your story. And I know it's such a scary thing, and that most people will probably just keep it to themselves, but sexual assault is such a huge thing that can happen to just about anybody and should not be kept to yourself. There's hotlines for sexual assault victims. There's also, you can always report it to your local officials and have it turned into a case and everything. Especially if you know the victim, you can always try to get a conviction from it. You can always get a conviction. And I just encourage people, or just anybody who has gone through this, or anybody who knows somebody that's gone through this, to just talk about it. You don't even have to talk about it. You can honestly write it down. You can, if drawing helps, you can do that. Just get the words out that something like this occurred to you, because living with something like that for the rest of your life can be very hard. And although I've never experienced sexual assault, I know people who have, and it's just such a sad, and it's so scary, especially if you know the victim, if they're a family member, or if it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or if it's honestly your friend. It's so hard to go to law enforcement and just get that person punished. It can be very hard because you feel and some girls and or some people feel oh, it's their fault. Oh, just things doubts like that in their mind. And it's never, ever, ever your fault. Ever. Like I said, sexual assault can happen to just about anybody, and it shouldn't matter your gender. It shouldn't matter your hair color, what you're wearing. Sexual assault should not occur to anybody. It shouldn't happen to anyone. No one deserves to have their rights taken away from them like that. No one deserves to be hunted and preyed on by people who just aren't right in their mind. Sexual assault should not happen. And like I said, sexual assault, it's not easy. It can mess up somebody's daily life. force them to just not be who they were, basically just ruin somebody's life. And especially knowing that the college students are 4 times more likely to be sexually assaulted is honestly baffling. Like, that's truly scary. That's honestly truly scary. And I feel for any student who has ever gone through sexual assault, because it's just something that I truly pray. Like, I'm so glad that I'm happy that I'm glad that I haven't gone through it, and I wouldn't like anybody to go through it. But just knowing that it does happen is honestly an eye-opening situation. Like, I can know to protect myself. I can know that things like this happen, and I'm not so ignorant about situations like this. Or I'm not a person who's like, oh, she was wearing that, she deserved it. Or have those type of negative thoughts, because what you're wearing does not equate to like being sexually assaulted. You shouldn't be sexually assaulted just because you wanted to wear some shorts. You can have on a long skirt or a long dress and still be sexually assaulted. Like I said, I encourage anyone who's been sexually assaulted, who has gone through this experience, to reach out and get help. Reach out and get help. You can always talk to a family member. You can always talk to law enforcement. If you're a student, you can always talk to a teacher that you feel comfortable with. You can always talk to your counselor. You can always talk to your friends. If you feel like they're trusting enough to tell them, you can always talk to somebody. I'm pretty sure that they have like forums online that people can submit their stories. And even if you want to remain anonymous, there's always something out there for sexual assault victims. And if you're in a situation in a household where this is reoccurring daily or weekly or monthly or yearly, there's shelters that you can seek. If you're going through this, here in Corpus, there's the Purple Door, which they renamed their shelters of the Purple Door, which houses sexual assault victims and also domestic assault victims. It houses about 70 to 60 people, but they turn away no one. So even if they're full, even if they're at their full capacity, they don't turn away anyone. They'll find you a spot in their shelter. And anyone from as young as kids to even older, anyone can go to the shelter and stay there for a while, and they can help you back on your feet. If it's like in marriage and your husband, your wife, you're being sexually abused, or if you're being sexually assaulted, just violence in general, they can honestly help you get back on your feet. And the Purple Door goes out and also speaks and also encourages people to educate and learn more about sexual assault, which is why I love the shelter, because it's just so encouraging and just such a strong fist on sexual assault, and it's just a safe house for sexual assault victims, or even domestic violence victims who've gone through this, or who've gone through this in the past. And like I said, it's just good to take a step forward and tell your story. Even if you feel like nobody's going to listen, somebody will listen, and somebody will be touched by your story, and I guarantee you, you will feel much better. And if you don't feel better, just know that you probably made somebody out there feel much better. You probably made somebody feel like they could tell their story, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that. What happened was not your fault. And hopefully it never occurs to you again. But that's about it, you guys. That's about it. I really wanted to talk about sexual assault. Like I said in the beginning, that sexual assault is the month of April. That's just the awareness month. And I really wanted to talk about it and let people know more about sexual assault, and like what I'm passionate about at this moment in my life. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Come back next week. A new video will be up. We kind of got deep there. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and like and comment any questions you guys would like. If you anything, just comment and subscribe. Bye. I'll see you guys next time.